we are large consumers of forest products.
As demand increases, there's going to be a lot of jobs out there, good jobs.
You have to have a really hard work ethic if you're going to come out here and work.
In the past 100 years, we've gone from steam donkeys and oxen to computer-animated equipment in the woods.
It's one of the greatest rushes, just having the ability to control something with so much power.
A lot of people think that foresters and loggers, all they want to do is cut down trees, but actually they're the true environmentalists.
Probably the best part is just not being stuck in an office all day long.
We work here.
We live here.
We fish here.
We hunt here.
This is my office.
This is my office.
Experience and paycheck. Those are very important to a young person coming right out of school.
We have an age workforce that is getting older by the day. The young workers are our future of the industry.
You know, had lots of opportunities working in the bush, been in the bush for 39 years.
As you can see, how many guys did you see around here today that are like myself? I'm 50. We're all going to be gone. Somebody's got to do the work.
There's a multitude of jobs that are going to need to be filled, and they're going to take skilled workers to do that.
It's a professional job. You have to be a professional at what you're doing to make it safe and productive.
There's literally hundreds of different things you can do in this industry.
All the jobs in logging are actually require quite a bit of skill these days. Simple as running a chainsaw is a skillful job.
These young guys coming up that have good savvy and they play the video games and they understand the computers. In the future, we're going to need more and more of that.
All jobs to me are good out here. I like them all. Maybe one day I'll be running a machine, who knows?
Equipment operators typically make very good money, and the better you get at it, the more you get paid. It's a great way of earning a living.
Typical day starts in the morning at 4:30. They're on the job site at daylight.
Work in the snow, work in the rain,
Sleet, wind.
we're out there no matter what the weather is.
I sit inside the machine, so I'm okay.
If you start out young, which most people do, they get a chance to experience everything in this industry.
I had really no background with forestry, the logging industry, or anything.
They're not going to put you in a multi-million-dollar machine. You're going to start at the bottom.
But as you learn and you go forward and you gain skills, you become more and more independent. You also become more and more key to the operation.
We look for people who are hardworking, self-motivated, enjoy the outdoors.
Willing to get dirty, willing to work long hours, be ambitious.
Adaptable to different situations. Things are always changing.
You don't have to be the strongest man on the block, but you just have to have the willpower and the mindset to do it.
I guarantee that when you walk out of here, if you're a rigging man, you'll be in the best shape of your life.
The only thing you really need is determination and a drive to try something different.
Safety is important because this can be a hazardous occupation.
Everybody's watching over everybody. If you don't take a broad overview of what's going on around you, things can come up and nip you in the butt. You have to look at things long before you get there, and you're always having to think ahead.
You don't move a thing unless you get the okay.
You have to do the right things at the right time, and or all that rigging will come off that mountain fast.
Teamwork's very important.
Nobody says that's not my job, that's not your job.
Something needs to be done, you go and do it.
One guy can't do everything himself.
And out here, it's pretty much like a family. Everybody learns a little bit from everybody else.
Training on this particular jobs is expensive for the owner-operator.
A lot of the jobs there aren't schools for. You know, the actual logging is learned on site.
You ask questions and do what the older experienced guys tell you to do and just pay attention every single day.
The older guys train the younger guys. That's how it's done. And that's how the whole program works.
It's not the old logging that you know from the past.
It's all real high-tech now. I mean, before you didn't have enclosed cabs, you know, you'd be eating dust all day.
You had all the things you could want as far as air conditioning, heater, stereo.
With the use of computers, it's amazing how they've integrated that into the machinery today.
It kind of is like playing a video game.
But this is a video game you don't want to make a mistake on.
A lot of hand-eye coordination in those cabs and machines.
You got the joysticks and you're moving it back and forth and pushing all these buttons.
The equipment that we operate today is a lot like the movie Transformers. It just looks and feels like something from a science fiction movie. And it's just amazing to operate.
Because you're using a lot of two-handed motions, working with your feet all the time, constantly moving your head.
because you're working off one side, but you know you got something else going on over here, so you got to really be aware, and it's pretty intense, really.
Wood is the best and most sustainable product that we have in the world.
Like a farmer harvests corn or wheat, we harvest the tree. The farmer replants the soil, we replant the tree.
The technology has become so much more efficient that we can leave less of a footprint.
It actually evolved to 100% utilization now of that tree.
And before we cut a tree, we know where that tree is going, how it's going to be cut, where it's going to be cut, what length it's going to be cut to.
Here we are, we're cleaning up every last little chunk and stick, and that's good.
We bundle this slash up after they're done logging, and they use them for biofuel in a cogen plant to make electricity.
And we manage the forest in a way that the forest maintains a real healthy balance with the environment for the wildlife.
And we, by law, will plant back 5 trees for every one we take out.
Trees are a renewable resource. They grow. It's a never-ending supply.
Not too many jobs. You get to climb a tree, run a chainsaw, just do all this stuff in one day.
Oh, this job's way better than working in a cubicle in an office.
I like to be out in the woods. I like to be proactive and be on the ground doing things.
Excellent job. I love working in the bush.
A new office every morning. It never gets dull and boring. It's different all the time. It's like getting paid to drive a big monster truck.
You couldn't ask for better grounds to go play in, sort of thing, than our own backyard here. Wouldn't trade it.
This is the most beautiful place in the world. Up in the mountains.